Here is the sheet that we've got set up for the pulling. Right here is a lineup. It is not in order. This is the first thing you see after you see heat 1. You've got all these different heats. Basically each heat's a different class, and determine the heat will tell you right over here what class we're talking about. We've got the modified tractor. We've got 20 drivers in there, 20 trucks. Here's where you determine the starting order. So let's just say we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, nothing here changes, but if you go down here, it is showing you that order. So Raptor, there's number 1, Bionic Buzzard number 2, so forth and so on. Alright, this is the distance that you will enter in after each pull. It's filled now. You click here to clear everything, and then you enter as each driver comes up. This is the number of the driver designated over here that's currently pulling. Here's the distance to beat. You will have to fill this in, the now up number 3. You can change that to number 1, whatever the number of the pullers up. The distance to beat, that is the top distance, is automatically determined, so you don't really need to fill anything in there. The leaderboard is already configured, so you don't have to fill anything out there. Basically what you just have to watch for after you've got the starting order set up right is who's up, where you'll enter here, and each puller's distance as they come through. Got the lower third set up and then the leaderboards in the starting order. I found with vMix it's difficult with a whole lot of images for everything to stay stable, so we're doing the starting order with 5 tractors or trucks at a time. These buttons, so the starting order, we want to show the first 1 through 5, the first 6 through 10, so forth and so on. Same thing with the leaderboard, 1 through 5, 6 through 10, and this will show you that if you've got 1 through 5 and there's only 3 drivers, it's only going to show 3 drivers. So let's take a look at the pulling order as it shows up. Now the reason that you can see it's kind of a square image, to make sure that it's going to show up good even in an old style TV, or I was looking at some of the screens and I'm wondering how widescreen they are. So this on a 4:3 old style TV setup, you would be able to see everything that you need to see. Alright, and it's got pictures. Come over here, I'm gonna click 6 through 10. I just clicked it. It takes a little bit of time. As you can see, that changes. Just gonna have to give that a little bit of time. I'll try to speed that up, but that's something with the way Google interacts, especially when pictures are involved. So you can see here we've got the name of the event, the sponsorship, that will turn off and on, network logo, of course, the order, the tractor, the driver, their hometown, and their pictures. And we can also look at the second graphic, which would be the leaderboard. It looks the same, except obviously it has got the pull distance in there as well. If you'll look back over here, let's change that 6 to 10. I'm gonna have to give it a second. It will change. You'll just have to give yourself plenty of time on this. It seems sometimes it goes pretty fast, sometimes it takes like 10 seconds or so. Alright, so we've got that filled in. Again, that went to 6 to 10. It's got the driver's distance, their photos, the driver, the truck, location. Alright, also got pulled in what I call the opener. And what the opener is just something you set up when there's nothing else you want shown. This sponsor bug can be taken out if we're not going to have a sponsor for this event. That can be set to no, and I'll show you that a little bit later on. And then let's take a look at the current pull graphic. As you can see, again, tractor name, driver name, location, photo. We've also got a place where you can add the distance to beat. When you change the distance the current driver runs, you can show that. And finally, if you've got sponsors involved, you can show that. Try not to get to cover the whole screen, but I wanted to make sure that those options were available so you can see, you know, who the what the leader is, what their distance is, what the current puller's distance is, and at any point in time, you know, you can go back to the leaderboard and see who the top 5 is. So let's take a look at the rest of the sheet here right quick. So this is the main broadcast, and if you'll look, there's a couple of different tabs down at the bottom, mostly to do with setup and the rosters and stuff. This is just the competition information, the network name, the logo, the title of the event, the venue name, the location. This is the class. We'll put that in the order of when they will do their pulling. That'll become important when we get to the heats later on. Here's the sponsor information. You can enter their name, their logo, and then their website if they've got one. And this is where we click to turn the sponsors on and off. So if you click no, all of those sponsor boxes should disappear. Let's move to the rosters. There's a couple of ways to do this. The first way is to enter all this stuff yourself in manually, which means you've got to get their tractor name, their name, location, and their photo. Just, you know, typing it in, pasting this in. It's not that difficult, but if you've got a lot of different classes running, it can get tedious. So the other option we can do is using this form. You can send this form to any participants that are coming in the upcoming event. Let me put all this information in here. Make sure that they do this in all caps. Just looks more consistent, and they can upload a file for their picture. This will actually upload to our Google Drive account. You'll flush those at the end of any event, or transfer the information to another sheet so that you can use it later. If you want to go that route, we have to set that up. That information, actually, I filled in a couple here to see how it worked, and basically this information, when they fill out the form, it would automatically be entered into the rosters based on what they listed as their class. And then if we go back to the broadcast tab, that would all populate here when you chose the heat that those participants were in. This is where you do the starting order. And this shows you the drivers in order. Again, this shows you the leaderboard. And really the only information you're going to enter in here, other than what heat you're dealing with, what the starting order you want to use is, the pull distance, and of course which of the leaderboard and starting order boards you want to use. I'll send you a copy of the sheet and we can talk about any questions you've got. Thank you.